I noticed a couple logos on your outfit today.
Ah.
So you joined the Lake Monsters early last year sometime, why? What is the organization, and why is this taking up part of your, quote, retirement?
What? Bad retired guy. I don't know, 3-4 years ago, whatever it was, soon after I retired, I called up CJ Knudsen over at the Vermont Lake Monsters. I said, I have an idea. I was thinking that maybe I could help promote the team. I, knew I had some visibility. I knew how to make videos. I thought, we could make some videos and I could come out to the stadium and do some stuff. So I did a little bit that year and I said, this was kind of fun. So then the next year, I did a little bit more and I said, this is really a lot of fun. I really like this. And this almost, it kind of sounds cheesy, but when I'm there and I look up into the crowd, everybody seems happy. And I feel like we've gone through a time recently where that's not so much the case. Mm-hmm. And I just find that this is kind of like a place to go, bring the family, forget about your troubles, have some local Vermont beer, have some cheap hot dogs. And I just loved the atmosphere. So I went to the owner, the general partner of the Lake Monsters. I said, hey, Chris English, would you be interested in taking on some local investment? Because there was nobody local that was on the cap table. Wow. And he said, let me think about it, whatever. And I thought, okay. And then I didn't hear anything from him for a while. So there was an event with the Lake Monsters. They were in the playoffs, and we were out of town. And I got invited to come sit in a box with them. And so I go to the box that day, and in there was Chris, the owner, who's not from here, and then some people from the Lake Monsters. And I walked in and he looked at me and he said, I understand that you're more popular than Champ. Is that true? And I said, well, I don't know about that. And then the talks began again.
Wow.
And that's how this all happened.
More popular than the mascot.
I just laughed. I'm like, okay.
I don't know. Who wouldn't want Tom part of their team, right?
I know. I mean, I just love your energy. You're always positive, and it makes sense that you want to be in that community where everyone does seem happy. And I think you also do a great job at facilitating that too with the crowd.
Well, that's nice, and I really appreciate that. I just love the setup that I have here because it's about a 2.5-month season, so it's a short season. We certainly do stuff on the off season, and believe me when I say I do less than anybody else in the front office by a mile. But, I do some of the liaison work with media. We're getting a TV spot done, and we were just working on that and things like that, and then go out there, do my thing for 2.5 months, and then I kind of disappear. It's a pretty good gig.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Jealous.
I know. I'm like,
okay. Truth. Has the team's record improved since you have arrived? I'm looking for correlation, causation.
I don't know. I don't think the team
so you haven't
has
heard
improved.
Any.
But I'll tell you, man, we've sold a lot of hot dogs.
Okay, so all right.
On hot
so
dog hysteria.
Fans are happier. Team's performing.
That's amazing.
25-cent hot dogs. Can you imagine? It's really something.
I would overeat for sure.
They sell over 8,000 hot dogs on these nights when they have the 25-cent hot dogs. It is hilarious.
That's good. Well, Visa, one of our member nights, usually goes to Lake Monsters game, and people love it.
Yeah,
like
it's
said,
a lot
it's
of
happy
fun.
Place and a nice, intimate feel.
Yeah, it's good family stuff too, And I think about when my kids were younger, to be able to sit in the crowd and then send them off to the fun zone, we call it, or go ahead and get your own ice cream or whatever, and they're safe. It's kind of cool, and I'm not sure how many places there are like that. Probably in Vermont more than certainly most places, but still, sometimes that's hard to find, and that's just something we're trying to do there.
Good for you. Good for you. I can't wait for the season to start.